may not be in whatever part of the world you're in, but welcome back to Whitebeard's Kitchen. What I'm going to do is my own little version of a satay chicken. It's dinner time here at home, so let's get cooking. So folks, it's about 750 grams of chicken thigh here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to marinate the chicken just for maybe about half an hour. So just what I'm going to do, I have a mild curry powder. So I'm going to put in half a tablespoon of that. I'm going to put in now half a tablespoon as well of cornflour. Put that in. So there we go. Cornflour in, and spill most of it as usual. I'm just going to eyeball this, and I'm going to say roughly about a teaspoon just of dark soy sauce. So that's that. And again, I'm going to eyeball this. This is just roughly about a tablespoon of light soy sauce, and then Shaoxing Rice Wine vinegar. I'm going to put in roughly about a tablespoon of that. Get my hands in, just give it a bit of a mix, and as I say, I'll set this aside for about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, just to marinate. So just give it a good mix, just so you get all the marinade right through that chicken, and just let it sit. I'm going to let it sit at room temperature. Not going to put this in the fridge because in good old Northern Ireland at the moment it is quite cold. So what I have in here is about 3 to 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. I just have that gently heating. What I'm going to do first of all, and again this is optional, my version, I'm putting in a star anise. What I have got is roughly about a tablespoon and a half of galangal going in. I'm going to put this in right at the beginning because galangal, as you might know, can be a bit on the tough side. Out of this bowl, I just want to try and brush it in now, is about a tablespoon and a half of lemongrass. So give that a bit of a stir. I just let that turn the heat now down to like about a medium low. And it's really just to soften up the galangal ever so slightly, so just stir this for a minute or two. Okay, so the shallot has softened. What I'm going to put in now is the chicken that I had marinating earlier. Okay, so get that all in. And give this a good mix round. The onion, I keep saying onion, I should say shallot. The lemongrass and the galangal mixed through well with the chicken. I just want to kind of colour the chicken, cook it through partially. So I'll turn the heat now to a medium, have it on medium low. I'll just keep stirring this so nothing sticks, nothing burns, and get a good decent colour on the chicken. Okay folks, so the chicken is cooking through nicely. So what I'm putting in here is roughly 2 small red chillies. So put that in. And now what I'm going to do is put the peanut butter in, so excuse me while I use my fingers for this. This is this peanut butter, it's not the sweet type variety, it's pure peanut, and there is nut in it, so I don't need to add chopped nuts. Very hard for you to see, so there's 2 tablespoons, that's 3, it's 4. I don't like uneven numbers, but hey ho, I'm going to go for 5. I'm making this for 5 people, 5 adults. So just going to ever so slightly turn the heat to medium low. Just give the peanut butter a good mix around. It will melt obviously because I'll be adding in some chicken stock, and coconut milk as well. And because it is kind of natural peanut butter, just completely made with peanuts, maybe the slight addition of a tiny taste of salt. It will take a while kind of to melt down. So to help that, I'm going to add my chicken stock in, and what I have going in is about 300 mils of chicken stock. I can crank it up again to medium high. Medium to medium high. So once the peanut butter has kind of melted down, then the next step will be to add in a few more the coconut milk and one or two other ingredients. So in now with the coconut milk, so that's 400 mils I have going in on this. I have another 400 mils to go in, and there we are. Another 4, so that's 800 mils of good old coconut milk. So give this a good stir, and what I can do is now crank the heat up a bit. I'm going to put it I'm going to put it to near high, literally on high, just for a few moments, but I need to continuously stir this because I don't want the peanut butter, even though there's no sugar in it, sticking to the bottom or indeed anything else. Okay. And now just for a bit of colour, I'm putting in here roughly a teaspoon of paprika. It's just ordinary paprika, it's not smoked. So that's that in. Just mix this through. Again, I'm saying really this is just really for colour more so than anything. There will be a bit of a taste, there's a bit of a taste obviously to any paprika, but considering the coconut milk that's in there, and I'm going to be honest, if there's any of this curry left, and I have all the chicken out of it, I probably freeze some of it, maybe to use at a later date. That's dependent if everybody doesn't want a whole load. Kind of my satay isn't like a thick or an Indian type curry, or even some of the Chinese, which can be a tiny bit thick. This will be a bit more soupy like. I might thicken it up a tiny bit, maybe with a slight taste of cornflour. I know that's in, there was some in with the Marinade earlier. So again, just for a tiny bit of colour, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Give that a bit of a mix around as well. Make sure it's well infused. So I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to turn it down in a moment once I have this stirred, and then I'm going to let it sit on a medium with the lid off for a while, just maybe to let it thicken through a tiny bit. What I am going to do though, before I do that, just to bulk this up a wee bit, I suppose, and it's optional. So what I have is a yellow pepper and a green pepper, or what they would call bell pepper in United States. So roughly those are 2 medium-sized peppers that are going in. I'm going to say probably, if I think roughly about maybe about 120 grams. So actually they may be a bit on the smaller side, but anyhow, so about 120, maybe 150 grams of that going in, and just let that cook away. I will stir it from time to time, make sure nothing sticks, and I will be back to add a few bits more. So here we are, folks. I've tasted this. I'd like a wee bit more of a taste of peanut butter coming through. As I say, you've seen there's quite a lot of liquid. I mean, overall between the chicken stock and the coconut milk, you're talking 1100 mils or whatever. So I'm going to put in another 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Let's lower a wee bit because that's quite a heat that I was using. I've turned this down now to a medium. What I'm going to do is add in some palm sugar, ordinary white sugar, brown sugar, whatever sugar you have. I mean, by all means, use it. I'll also in terms of the level of sweetness that you might want as well. It's entirely up to you. So as I say, I have call it 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, 4, about 4.5 tablespoons of palm sugar going in. Again, if I need to add more, I will. I kind of like this, and the family likes this on kind of there is a sweetness to it. There is some kick to it, not overly much, but again, it's been a bit of a while since I have made this, so what I am going to do though before I do go is add in roughly 2 tablespoons of coconut milk powder into this. So give that a good stir around and make sure that there's no lumps in this. So stir that in along with the peanut butter and the sugar, and I'll turn this to a medium low. So I'm not going to bore you to death with the stirring part. I can see lumps, so I will get those out, and I will be back. I'll taste it. I think I might need a little taste of salt on it at some point. So what I'm going to put in is 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, and I'm just eyeballing that. So that in itself is salty, so I may not need to add some. Salt, but we'll see. I may need to add some more fish sauce or even a taste of light soy. But anyhow, probably. So there we are. That's me. I have tasted this, folks. I'm just going to add another roughly tablespoon of fish sauce, just to make that tiny little bit more salty. I'm going to add roughly another 1/4 teaspoon of the Madras curry powder. It's mild curry powder, and then the juice of a lime. So squeeze that. So I kind of want it almost on that Thai level of sweet, salty, sour, and I'll not say hot, but a tiny bit spicy, but not overly spicy, because it is just nice. So there we are. So that's that in. Give this a really good stir around. And I'm going to leave this on a low, but I will come back to it probably for another 10 minutes, and that will be then cooked. As you can see, still bits of the peanut butter that haven't quite dissolved, but I'm quite happy with that because it is a natural peanut butter and it's not sweet. By all means, I should have said this, if you buy your normal peanut butter that you would get, rather than the kind of the natural stuff that I have here, you know, don't maybe add in as much sugar, because there is obviously sugar in that. I'm just going to leave this with the lid off on a very low flame, and let that just bubble away nicely. Okay, I'll be back in about 10 minutes, and that will be the my version of chicken satay curry, or satay chicken curry, whatever way you want to view it. Okay, so that's the curry cooked. I've had a slight taste. Let my better half, my darling wife and editor and everything else, taste this. She's a happy bunny with it, so if it suits her, that's great. It'll suit everybody else. Looks absolutely wonderful, I do have to say, and the smell of it. You know, you can smell the fish sauce, you can smell the curry, you can smell that lemongrass and the galangal coming through. Really is, yeah, I'm pretty proud of this. As I say, my version. So folks, before I serve this out, what I did find when I was hooking about the fridge was probably about, I'm going to say about 80 mils of fresh cream. So I'm going to add that in, why not? It's kind of double cream, or heavy cream as they would call it in the United States, or maybe Australia and places like that. Anyhow, just going to give that a mix through. There we are. and why not? Bit of decadence anyway. Right folks, so here we are, dig-in time. As you can see, mine has a few more chillies on top. Oh my god, I'm really pleased with this. Creamy, obviously. Nutty, yes. The peanut butter, not the excess nuts on the top. And just that little bit of a kick. And obviously, absolutely wonderful. Do try this. I'm away. See you soon, wherever you are in the water. Rock on, take it easy, and take care. Bye for now.